As I anticipated, there's a bit of a problem. Remember, we divide the leading term of this into the leading term of whatever we have left up here, right? And right now, we have the whole thing left up here. So x goes into 2x squared. That means you're dividing 2x squared by x, right? And when you divide 2x squared by x, well, you could write it out like this. Of course, you see from what we did before, it's the same. Okay? Then what do we have to do? Well, just like we do over here. We get a 5 here, we multiply it by the 3 to get the 15, right? Or we multiply the 1 by the 3 to get the 3, or the 4 by the 3 to get this 12. We're going to multiply whatever we just got here by this. And then we're going to line it up with what we have here and see what we get. Now, most of you got that, but we want to make sure we understand that. So 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 3 is plus 6x. So the 2x times x plus 3 gives us 2x squared plus 6x, right? Now, here's where people always make a mistake, and it's really easy to make a mistake. And if I'm doing a long division, I've got to be careful not to make a mistake here. Okay? We got to subtract all this, right? So it's like we got to subtract all this, and I'm writing this in red because we don't change the signs of these, but we remind ourselves that all this has to be subtracted from this. All this has to be subtracted from this. Okay? Meaning that we subtract 2x squared from 2x squared, and that'll give us 0. And then we got to subtract the plus 6x from negative 4x, right? Well, if we subtract 6x, it's the same as adding negative 6x, right? So we've got to write out, and I'm going to write it out over here just to be sure. Okay, negative 4x minus 6x is negative 10x. We know this. So it's always tempting to just do whatever it looks like you ought to do here. Okay? You got to remind yourself of what you really need to do and the fact that you need to get a negative 10x here. The fact that you need to subtract this. It's just like you're going to change the sign of this, but you don't really want to change that plus to a minus, because then what you have here isn't equal to this times this anymore. And you'll never be able to check your results. Okay? So you got to be careful how you write it out so you don't confuse yourself. Anyhow, we have negative 10x. Okay? And then we'll bring down this 5. Talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But okay, so x goes into negative 10x how many times? Negative 10, right? So we're going to have a negative 10 here, because then when we multiply this by this, it'll match up with this, right? That's our goal. Whatever number we put here multiplied by this has to match up with here to get rid of our x. So negative 10 times x is negative 10x. And negative 10 times 3 is negative 30. Okay? Now, to remind ourselves, we could put a minus here with a parentheses, but we do that very lightly because it really isn't there. But it reminds us of what we have to do. So subtracting negative 10x from negative 10x means we're adding 10x to negative 10x, giving us 0x. And then subtracting negative 30 is the same as adding 30, so we get 35. Well, everything here is 0, so that 0x I can just kind of erase. I can erase that because it's 0. Okay? So I can say my remainder is 35. Okay? Thus, (2x squared minus 4x plus 5 divided by x plus 3 equals 2x minus 10 plus 35 over x plus 3. Now let's write that out. I need more room, so I can come back around here. So we've concluded it's 4x. Minus 10, can't read, can't remember. Okay. Let's check that. How do we check this? We have two alternatives for checking this. We have denominator x plus 3, so we can multiply both sides by x plus 3, right? And if we end up with the same thing on both sides, then it means we probably did it right. It means we probably didn't make a mistake in our calculation, especially one of those negative or positive type mistakes that are so easy to make. All right? So we could multiply both sides by our denominator. So don't have room. Well, actually I can make room. Guess I can get rid of this. So that should equal x minus 3 multiplied by 2x minus 10 plus 35 over x plus 3. Well, this becomes x plus 3 divided by x plus 3 times this, which is just going to be this. Okay, now x minus 3 times this, how are we going to multiply that? Foil ain't going to help you, is it? Oh, I said the bad word, I'm sorry. Okay? I hate to use that F word. But sometimes it just slips out because I keep hearing it from you guys. Okay? Y'all need to watch your language a little better so I don't do that, and I do apologize for the offensive language. Anyhow, I'm going to use a distributive law. Simple, I mean, x minus 3 times 2x plus x minus 3 times negative 10.
Should be x plus 3.
Huh?
Should it be x plus 3?
Okay, x plus 3. Yeah, if I multiply one side by x plus 3, I better multiply the other by x plus 3. Thank you for keeping an eye on me, because that's going to be entertaining when it didn't work out. You know, I might have said bad words there, like shucks and phooey. Okay. Yeah, I had to set under myself. You know, I'm used to making mathematical mistakes. It's no longer a shock. Okay. Got it? We understand that's a perfectly good application of the distributive law. So now we have 2x squared minus 4x plus 5 equals, well, x plus 3 times 2x is 2x squared plus 6x. X plus 3 times negative 10, negative 10x plus negative 30. And x plus 3 times 35 over x plus 3. That's where I would have discovered my mistake if I left a negative sign there, right? Okay? But x plus 3 over x plus 3 is just 1, so we end up with 35. Now, we hold our breath and see if all this simplifies to this. Then we get 2x squared minus 4x plus 5 equals 2x squared, there's only one x squared term here. We've got 6x and negative 10x, right? What's that add up to?
Minus 4x.
Okay, that's negative 4x. Hopefully that's what we got on the other side, but I'm afraid to look. Okay? And then we got to add the negative 30 to the 35, and we get 5, right? It's plus 5. Now, I'm afraid to look, but let's check. 2x squared here. 2x squared here. So far, so good. Negative 4x here, well, doggone, negative 4x here. Plus 5 here, plus 5 here. Yippee. Okay? That's kind of subdued yippee because of the bad word I used a while ago. Okay, I'm still feeling bad over that. Now, that's the process, so let's see if you can do it. I'll give you another one. See if you can do it. And if you get it done, see if you can check it.